Hello, this is Kitsu Animations, and today I'm going to show you how I animate. So, want to know how I make something that looks like this? Okay, so first off, in order to animate something like that, I like to make a new project and just have my template over here where I have my triangle and floor layer. And the triangle is for trying out animating a triangle instead of a cube like over here. And so, to animate the triangle, I like to do something like this at the first frame. And once I completed my triangle over here, I do the second frame, which is actually distanced apart. This is something that is called keying, which is essential for mapping out your animation as you go along. So you'll know what to do from point A to point B. So also for the impact, I also like to stretch the triangle like this as well, as I'm doing. Alright, so once I stretched out the triangle like this, between point A and point B, then I like doing the in-betweens where I make my animation more smoothed out. And that is something that is done within 2D animation, of course. So for the stretch, I'll just go right at the line and just stretch down the triangle. And so on. And once I do that in that regard, then it should make the animation look just a little bit smoother, but not by much. And so that's when I add in more in-betweens for this cycle. Okay, so far it's looking pretty good. And for the ease-ins and ease-outs, they're going to be essential for smoothing out my animation. So for these types of things, I like to just lower down the triangle by just a little bit. And once I lowered it down, then it should smooth out to look a bit more better. Here, I'll just inch my frames across so it'll be a bit more smoother of a check through. And then, as I do that, then after this frame, I would like to deform the triangle just a little bit. So, for the deformation of the triangle, I make this line just slightly shorter than this line of the last frame over here, so the triangle can begin to stretch as it's going down. That's the triangle that I draw over there, and as you can see there, it's looking pretty good already. So first off, once it goes down into the ground, I'll have to have it at the same place as this stretched out triangle. Okay, so what I like to do is just look at the triangle from the first frames and just replicate it as much as I can. So over here, I just use this as a guide and then just put it out like that. So I'm just gonna draw it out like this, and here it goes. That's for its landing, and it already looks pretty smooth from here. And for the end over here, I'm gonna smooth out the stretch by just drawing it almost exactly the way it is, but except make just a line longer between its width. So I just draw something like this, and then just cover the surface area just a little bit more, like that. And that's going to be essential for the next frames coming up over here. So in order to make it look something like this, then I would have to make this thing snap back into place. So after this, then I'm going to have to make the triangle look exactly like that again, in place. So right there, it's gonna be just like that. So right there with the triangle, what lands over there in the exact same place as right there. then that's when you try to just revert it back to the same again as well as you can. So I flip through my frames and just heighten it up a bit, maybe about to here. Yeah, looks good to me. Alright, so once I make this shape over here, then all I have to do is just make the triangle just shift and move up just a little bit for the reaction toward the landing, so it makes the triangle feel a bit more alive. Then, after that, I just make a frame like this, and just draw a frame like that, where I make this triangle just stretch a little bit upwards like that for the effect, and so on. And once I do that, I just try to snap the triangle back into place. And the way I like to do that is, first off, on this frame, I have the blank frame, right? But I just flip through the frame just to make it exactly like this again. So right there, I just make the line just a tad wider on both sides, probably around here, to revert it back into place like that. I have it at 24 frames per second for this triangle to drop, so here's something that looks something like this. Yeah, not bad, eh? Yeah, it looks pretty good. So, oh, here, and what I like to do over here is just add a bit more ease in into this, as well as the ease out. So I draw this exactly the same way, but just a tiny bit lower. Okay, so let's try it out now. Yes! Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Well, anyways, this is how I animate on Krita. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you click the like button and subscribe, and remember, stay foxy.